Hello guys, this is the channel Vino 350. Honestly, I haven't thought of anything I've been wanting to talk about for this video, so please bear with me. I have mentioned when I started the channel about a week ago and put the first two videos that I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of my ownership with the RC350 Vino. Also, the plans that I have, mods, educational videos. Um, so First of all, I've had the car for almost 2 years now. It's super comfortable. I love the car, but I decided to actually dig a little deeper. The reason why I actually decided to go for a Lexus, I actually did a rental about 2 years ago of an IS 200, and I love the car so much. It was very comfortable. My daughter, my fiance, we were all very comfortable in the car. It was fun. I had no complaints. It looked really good. And my initial actual thought was actually to get an IS 300 or IS 350. And unfortunately, at that time, I didn't find what I was looking for. So we ironically saw the RC on the road, and my fiance really loved it. So I decided, you know what? Let's give it a try. Let's go look at them, see if it's something that we want to do. And here we go, 2 years later. Uh, but Going a little bit more into that, so it's it's been a great experience so far. I've done little mods to it. So far the vehicle has an HPS 3.5 inch intake. It has a RR tuning tuned done to it. That was my first two mods done on the vehicle, and just recently, about 3 months ago, I decided to do my third one, which is a RIP superchargers coils. I didn't notice much of a difference with that. I did notice that at the top end, after about 5,000 RPMs, I started feeling the car pulling a little more. So I can't really say per se didn't do much of a difference, uh, but it's there. At least I can say that it was there, and I just want to at least put it out there and not ignore it entirely. And then latest one being the Enki wheels. I can't remember what exactly the name is of the specific Enki wheels they are, but they save the weight of the wheels significantly. I think that was one of the things that I really wanted to work on, because my biggest thing with this car, uh, you really have to do with Lexus. You have to do a lot of digging, and that's also one of the main reasons why I wanted to create this channel. Is to There's a misconception that Lexus cars are just made for comfort and reliability. Absolutely, they are. If you try to modify an S200, you're not going to get 400 or 500 horsepower like you will with an Audi S3, like you will with Evos, anything like that. No, unfortunately, they haven't been able to crack that. They're working on actually replacing the turbos now, and maybe getting that engine, experiment with it and maybe get a little more out of it. But that hasn't been the case yet. Um, when it comes to the RC, the V6, I actually test drove Vino before I purchased it, and that's mainly what actually made me want to go for it and buy it. I realized that it's I used to own a G35, and it was kind of similar at the beginning when I owned it. Now that I've been modifying it, uh, I can say per se that it feels faster than G35, at least the way I had it, which I had an intake, test pipes, and a wide pipe on that vehicle. But moving on from that, so on the Lexus, I don't know if maybe the transmission helps it, uh, but it responds really well. And changing the wheels, it's like transformed it into something completely different now. It definitely puts the power down a lot better. It accelerates through the miles per hour a lot faster. So probably my happiest modification to the vehicle so far. And and I'm sorry, and going back a little bit to what I had mentioned about the misconception with Lexus, is that a lot of people think it's not really a modifiable car or a performance car of any kind, uh, but they do have potential, and unfortunately, they don't have an aftermarket um, base, if you want to put it that way. They don't really have much out there that people have been experimenting with, either being because it's not a car that it's turbocharged, or because there's a lot of little things that you have to do. Even if you ever go with Orange Virus, or you go with RR Tuning, And these companies, they will explain you that, you know, working on Lexus is a little more difficult than it is for other cars. Um, but there are ways to it. I have been little by little. I actually have a good friend of mine that he's right now into the debate into they're getting a 340, getting an IS 350, and we've been doing some digging and things that a lot of people don't experiment with. I know some have, but putting the manifold is something that a lot of people know that it lets some of the power come back. You'll get some more air going into the engine block with that. Throttle body, internals, which a good website for them, Monkey Ranch Racing. They offer a lot of that. Not a lot of the people do. The supercharged kits that are tuning offers. There's people in Dubai that actually have a twin turbo IS 350, and the car produces way over 500. Not not something that I can really compare with 370s or anything like that, but it is there. But I will share my experience is that with the main thing that I got to focus on when with the RC, it's gonna be the low end power. A car feels a little vague when it comes to 1,000, 3,000 RPM. After that, it completely wakes up. So the things I have done to help it out, it's the is to try to replicate the same setup that the IS350 from 2006 to 2013 had, which they're known for their fast acceleration. These cars do 0 to 60 in almost 4.5 seconds, and it's a good difference gap between the RC and the new IS, and even the third generation. But the biggest thing I've been able to find, I thought for the longest time that the difference was the transmission, and in reality, it's not. It's actually the differential. The differential has a huge impact on how the car actually goes to the gears because the 8-speed transmission actually changes pretty quickly, but it's not able to actually put that power to the floor like the actual IS used to back then. I don't know if Lexus did that for reliability purposes, or maybe something that they noticed that it could wear easily. I'm sorry, in the future, but it's if you want to go for that more acceleration, you can definitely do that. You can replace your differential to the old IS. That is not something that I'm planning on because on the months I have done, and I've been going back and forth with some people that don't actually believe that the Lexus can put the numbers and can actually go. It's a fast car. Um, that car apparently is supposed to do a 5.8 0 to 60 when it's stock. I never experienced that. Actually, all the times that I did 0 to 60 runs when the car was stock, I am not sure the kind of tires they used when they were doing the testing for Motor Trend and all these other companies. But I actually got to get a 5.3 out of it. That was my fast and my fastest. I'm sorry, and that was me manually changing the gears. So whenever I did let the car do it, it was giving me 5.6, 5.7. Whenever I was able to do it, it was giving me a 5.3, 5.4. The moment I started doing the intake, it was actually getting close to the 5 seconds. And now that I've been able to change the wheels and put the performance coils, my best one has been 4.6 seconds. Um, so definitely a lot of room for improvement. And this is without me doing any kind of replacing of the seats, doing any kind of changing the battery, which is, I think weight is going to be a significant factor here. Future mods for the vehicle. I actually just purchased the PPE headers, and also I'm going to have a custom exhaust being made in the next week or two. So I'm definitely going to make a video for you guys to see that. I'm going to do some comparisons to the sound that is going on now, the sound that is going to have after everything is installed, and then after that, future. I'm debating right now if I'm going to do BC coilovers to try to give the car a more slick look and maybe feel a little bit firmer, or if I'm actually going to do putting the intake manifold and try to see how that goes. And the other thing I had in mind, other than those two, was maybe start doing the seats. Maybe actually, I was looking at NRG. I was looking also at Corbeau, different seats that depends on how the comfort is and everything. And then I still got to do some studying on that, but that's a little bit of what's going on with the car. If you guys have any suggestions, please share them. I'm open for anything. Honestly, the main reason for this channel, it's to have fun with it. I'm really not trying to go into a debate with anybody. It's unfortunately already happened. but it's just to have fun. I'm a car enthusiast. I respect all cars out there. I I'm not here to say that Lexus is better than any other brand. I actually have a lot of other cars that I respect and that I've had in mind owning. Because if it was by me, I would have hundreds of cars in my garage. But I chose this Lexus and I'm having fun with it. So you guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. Um, I will probably later do some kind of social media platform so that you guys can keep up with it. But for now, I'm going to continue using YouTube. Um, Other than that, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my ownership. 2 years with it. It's been great. It hasn't really given me any reliability issues. Modifications, just those four. Future, that's what's going on. Headers and exhaust should be coming out soon. And educational videos. Believe me, whenever I'm doing the modification, I'm changing parts or doing anything different, I will be actually showing you guys as well the mods that I've already done, how to perform them, what exactly you'll be looking at, and if you need any kind of sense or any directions on how to do it, can also do that for you guys. Um, so anybody that's a Lexus fan or anybody that's trying to get interested into it, uh, this is for you. And anybody that is a fan of cars. So thank you guys once again. This is my introductory video. If I can think of anything else later on, I definitely will. Have a good one.